What is up, ladies and gentlemen? But most of all, you ladies out there, thanks for clicking on another episode of Break the Silence. I am your host, Cyborg. LeBron James breaks the all-time scoring record. Split cow! We just witnessed NBA history as LeBron James passes Kareem Abdul Jabbar for the all-time scoring title. Kareem Abdul Jabbar held this record for almost 39 years. The record was 38,387 points. He held this record from Wilt Chamberlain. Wilt Chamberlain got this record in 1966, held it until Kareem passed him April 5th of 1984 when he hit 31,420 points. Kareem went on to play another couple seasons and expand that record. But this is one of those moments in NBA history that's truly special and truly something that we should remember and praise. So LeBron James, I know, is one of the most controversial athletes of all time. And there's so much hate towards him. There's so much debate. Is he better than Michael Jordan? Is he better than Kobe Bryant? Is he better than Kareem Abdul Jabbar? There's so much debate that goes into it. But tonight is about giving that man his flowers of what he deserves for accomplishing something that we never thought we'd see in NBA history. To break the all-time scoring record seemed impossible. And LeBron James tonight broke that record on a fadeaway shot from the mid-range. And it was so iconic the way that you had Jay-Z, Denzel Washington, Kareem Abdul Jabbar, Magic Johnson, Floyd Mayweather, Dwayne Wade, all these celebrities, all these legends in the stadium at once to watch LeBron James do something awesome. And again, if you're someone that hates LeBron James and you don't want to hear any of this, no hard feelings. I think if you're a basketball fan, to me, this is beautiful and something that needs talked about. I was struggling before I got on this video to maybe know the right words to say or how to put this into words or how to put this into context. We're going to talk a little bit about LeBron James' career, a little bit of his accomplishments. I also want to talk about Kareem Abdul Jabbar's career because I don't want this to be something that makes us forget about the greatness of Kareem Abdul Jabbar. If you're a basketball fan, if you appreciate the history of basketball, what Kareem did for the sport and where his legacy stands is something that should be remembered. But basketball has so much importance and so much value to people for so much beyond it just being a game. Yes, so many people will say, why are you so passionate about basketball? It's just a game. It's just putting a round ball into a hoop. It's so much more than that. It's an escape from reality. It's an escape from our hardships, from our struggles. It brings people together. You sit down and you have these memorable moments of watching sporting events or watching moments with your dad, with your grandfather, your family members, your best friend, your spouses get engaged at these events. There's so many memorable moments that you have from sporting events that can create such a change in people's lives. And I think I'm someone that has so much appreciation for the beauty in basketball and all that brings, because it truly has, and even on a personal level, it's done so much for me. The escape from reality, the escape from some of the struggles, being able to turn to this game, turn to this sport and find joy and find passion and find entertainment. And I think that's why when we talk about these records and we give someone their flowers, we talk about the importance of it, that's why it's so important. It's beyond just a game. And LeBron James tonight did something that we never thought would be broken. LeBron James is 5th all-time in scoring points per game. So a lot of the media will create a narrative that LeBron is not an all-time great scorer. They just want to say that it's a longevity stat. He's 5th all-time in scoring behind MJ, Wilt Chamberlain, Elgin Baylor, and Kevin Durant. And he is right pretty much the same amount as both Kevin Durant and Elgin Baylor. So he is a guy that has, for the last 20 years, scored the basketball at a supremely high level and deserves every accolade that you can give him. He's 4th all time in assists. So a guy who is one of the greatest scorers of all time, is also one of the greatest passers of all time. And that's what's so special about LeBron James and his ability to play defense, his ability to rebound, his ability to lead teams that weren't very good to championships and know in what moment to take over. When this guy first came in the NBA, a player who was so highly touted out of high school, came straight out of high school and was deemed the chosen one on Sports Illustrated, came to the NBA, scores 25 in his first game against the Sacramento Kings, and never looks back. Never has any major scandals, never has any off-the-court problems, and goes out there and creates change in his community, creates change in other communities, builds schools, provides hope for people, and all of that should be recognized and appreciated when it comes to LeBron James. And, I think it's so impressive because when you look at where he'll finish with this record, Luka Doncic, I just want to put this into perspective a little bit. Luka Doncic for his career so far is averaging 27.4 points per game. If he did that for the next 13 years and played 82 games a season, if he played every game for the next 13 years, he would still be lower than where LeBron is right now. So assuming LeBron plays 2 to 3 more years like we expect, that record is going to be nearly insurmountable. So to truly, to witness a moment like this, to live in a moment like this, is truly something special. It's truly something special. LeBron, 18-time All-NBA, will probably get it again this year, was the Rookie of the Year, 6-time All-Defensive Team, 4-time Finals MVP, scoring champion in 07-08, was All-Rookie Team, obviously, 3-time MVP. And I think the thing that's interesting, one of the big conversations that comes into play was pace or scoring. Is scoring higher in this era than it was in previous eras? I think it's really interesting when you look at the points per game by era from the 70s on. The 2020s, which is the last 2 years, is the highest points per game out of any era. But then it's the 80s, the 70s, the 2010s, the 1990s, and then the 2000s are the lowest scoring points per game era. LeBron James played 6 years in the 2000s and then all of the 2010s. He did this in some of the lowest scoring eras because if you remember the early 2000s, the pace was almost prehistoric. Games were ending 70 to 60, 80 to 70. And that's the era that LeBron James came into. And to be able to go out there and to get a record like this is truly unbelievable. LeBron James will finish his career as the all-time leading scorer, potentially 3 or 4 in assists, top 10 in rebounds, top 10 in steals, and have every accolade that you could want a player to get. I want to talk briefly about Kareem Abdul Jabbar because I'm very passionate about Kareem Abdul Jabbar's career. I think we often overlook him when we're talking about the greatest player of all time. I think Kareem Abdul Jabbar is absolutely in that conversation. Before tonight, he has the most MVPs of all time. He is tied with Jordan for NBA Finals with 6. So he has 6 MVPs, 6 NBA titles. He was 15-time All-NBA, 11-time All-Defensive Team. He was number 1 all-time in scoring, number 3 all-time in rebounding. This is a guy that 19-time All-Star. Kareem Abdul Jabbar, the captain, is one of the greatest basketball players of all time, and he's certainly in that conversation for the greatest of all time. I want to make sure that we remember his legacy and we remember what he did for the game of basketball and for pushing the game forward and for some of the progress he made off the court in social issues. Kareem Abdul Jabbar was very vocal in that. Kareem Abdul Jabbar has been such a great face for the sport for so many years, and he's passing it along to another guy that has been an incredible face of basketball for the last 20 years. So seeing Kareem Abdul Jabbar hand a basketball to LeBron James in that moment was something special. It was an iconic moment. That shot that he hit is going to be remembered forever. And just what a night. What a night of basketball. And, like I said, so many people hate on LeBron. and, you know, whatever your problem is with him, whatever your critiques are for him. But this moment and this night, give LeBron his flowers. Appreciate what he did for the sport of basketball. If you love basketball, then appreciate this moment, what it means, because you will probably never see this again in your lifetime. It's just really so special. Congrats to LeBron James. Congrats to the King. Congrats to Kareem Abdul Jabbar for holding such a special record for 39 years. And I can't wait to see the game of basketball move forward and the next great we have coming into the sport. That's all we got for you. Take a second to subscribe to the channel. Cyborg out.